Hi everyone and welcome to our video. I would like to introduce my co-host Megan.
Hello, and this is my co-host Lauren. For years, climate change has become a very serious threat to both our world and our way of life. Current knowledge and understanding about climate change has shifted throughout the years and is still constantly evolving. But what's most important to understand is that climate change poses risks not only to our environment, but to our way of life, human health, and overall safety.
It is our hope that the biggest takeaway from today's lesson is to emphasize that not only is climate change taking place, however, it is disproportionately affecting low-income communities, leaving them most at risk. By spreading awareness and starting conversations, we can bridge the gap.
According to the NJDEP, climate change refers to the dramatic increase of climate patterns, including temperature, precipitation, and wind patterns lasting for an extended period of time.
Impacts and indicators of climate change are being identified every day, but the most notable ones as of now are extreme heat, water stress, drought and wildfires, precipitation, storm frequency, and sea level rise. Extreme heat affects low-income communities in urban areas because of a phenomenon called urban heat island. Urban cities are hotter due to this, and low-income communities are at risk because they don't have extra funds to be able to cool down their homes. Cities like Philadelphia have implemented planning programs to help close the gap of inequality. An increase in need for water when it is unavailable affects agriculture. Low yields of agriculture in communities that rely on it as a source of income and food put stress on the community. Water stress comes from the demand for water and lack of availability. Drought and wildfires destroy wildlife habitats and human infrastructure and affect the agriculture industry. In recent years, more frequent and intense precipitation events have occurred, such as Hurricane Maria, which devastated Puerto Rico in 2017, where low-income communities were impacted the most and received the least help. The increased amount of precipitation also causes land damages with increased erosion and flooding. Sea level rise is an effect of climate change we will see locally on the Jersey Shore. Low-income communities will see the effects when the area floods and the existing infrastructure cannot withstand the increase. Coastal erosion is another risk that is associated with climate change, essentially washing our beaches away. So we made it this far and we learned about climate change. We learned the most common identifiers of climate change, but so what? Why is this important? Who is most at risk with the most to lose?
The answers to all of these questions come down to the bottom line of low-income communities. Yes, climate change is taking place everywhere. It has become a global issue. However, climate change research has shown disproportional afflictions to different regions, leaving some areas more worsened than others. Low-income communities are lacking the funds and resources to withstand these impacts.
Keeping this in mind, imagine the quality of life for low-income communities who are already struggling to make ends meet. Some families can barely afford their living expenses. That old, outdated roof over their heads is the only thing shielding them from the elements. What are they going to do when another superstorm Sandy hits and their house becomes flooded? How are they expected to pay for the extra energy needed to heat their homes in the bitter winter or cool their homes in the brutal hot summer?
Here is that climate change needs to be combated on the local scale, and equal funding needs to be provided for all the economic classes, providing resources to everyone equally. Rich people can always raise their homes or fly away in their private jets. However, it's the low income communities with the most at stake, and it's our job to help them any way we can.